You're in tune to the FuseBox Radio Broadcast.
Turn the music up inside my session. These folks gotta hear my message.
Bringing balanced black radio to the masses.
All right, everybody. 1 2 1 2. What's going on? You're now in tune to another session of the syndicated FuseBox Radio Broadcast, bringing you what we call a slice of black radio to the masses each and every week, bringing the balance back to black radio, and all that with bringing dope music and commentary to the masses, representing our corner of the Black Diaspora here in the States. And that includes a mixture of music such as hip-hop, soul, funk, jazz, reggae, and more, independent and mainstream, and us just talking on some various news topics and pop culture things and whatnot that are on our minds. And since we're doing this show before the Christmas break and holiday, we got a lot to get into, so let's go on and get right into that. For those who've been listening to us for a minute, thank you. We really appreciate it. For those who are new, thanks for checking us out. We hope you stick along. And let me do the intros, because you might be like, who is this chick talking? On the mixing commentary end, you got myself, DJ Fusion. On the side, doing the beatbox, you got my bro who does the same thing. Let me have him go ahead and introduce himself.
It's the funky black jazz sister going to give it to your sister in her hip hop. And why did this first watch the black serpentine work? Yes, indeed, word is born. Love to the whole real wide world. Of course, me and DJ Fusion rocking it again. Peace, love. What's happening?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Just wrapping up this last, I think, less than 2 weeks. Before we get into 2016, we've had good things happen in 2015. We've had some not good things happen in 2015 that definitely made me feel like, this year needs to be over and go away. But one of the good things, of course, is us being able to do this show and rocking on and, maintain our past listenership and get some new ones from all different corners. We really appreciate y'all checking us out, whether it's through the Die Hard podcast way or through any of the internet radio folks who take care of us, FM folks, so forth and so on. And yeah, man, we definitely got some things to get into, so we're going to get right in to that wonderfulness during this kind of weird winter so far in our corner of the States. Some days it feels like winter, some days it feels like spring. Trying to make people sick and what have you. But it's all good. For those who aren't familiar with our show's format, let me just break it down real quick in terms of how we do things. We pretty much try to break it down in thirds as much as possible, with very few exceptions. At the beginning, we do, our promo spiel, say how you can check us out and all that. If there's any other events coming out, shout out, so forth and so on. Then both myself and the Black Hawk get to talking about some stuff that's on our mind, whether it's anything from politics to pop culture and everything in between. And then we get into the music mixes, first off with myself and then with him. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into that. Real quick rundown in terms of how you can check us out, no matter what and when. Our official website is FuseboxRadioOnline.com, FuseboxRadioOnline.com. You can also check us out at FuseboxRadio.com, since we were finally, after literally, damn near a decade, able to get the site name. So you can go to either of those sites and find out all of our wonderful information. Our official blog is blackradioisback.com. Our social media, the vast majority of it ends with FuseBox Radio. So, for example, twitter.com/FuseBox Radio, youtube.com/FuseBox Radio, instagram.com/FuseBox Radio, so forth and so on. Our official Facebook page is facebook.com/FuseBox Radio Show, one word. And definitely, thanks to a lot of people who are interacting more with the site, whether it's sharing stories, hitting us through our messenger on there behind the scenes, and just hitting that little thumbs up button. Stuff like that really helps us out. Us being a two-person operation that does a lot more stuff than just a show, every bit of stuff helps out. So everybody who follows, sends emails, shouts us out, etc., we really appreciate all of that. For our music folks, you can go to the FuseboxRadioOnline.com site and find out exactly how to submit music to us. So whether you're an indie or a quote-unquote major label, we're constantly accepting music and all of that. We tell you the format and everything in terms of how to send it through. So y'all can go on ahead and do that. For 2016, we're going to start doing a few more interviews here and there. And a few more guest things, especially because we're going to be doing some spin-off shows. We'll be getting into details more later on during the first quarter of 2016. So stay tuned for that type of stuff. And the way we do interviews, basically, we're not going to be interviewing cornballs. Sometimes you got to let that known up front. I'm glad that, some people got into a studio and are doing various stuff, but this is a audio format. An audio format where nobody knows how to talk is whack. Or we're trying to talk down to people because we're both grown people. So we aren't about that life. You know what I'm saying? Most of it, we aren't necessarily assholes about the accomplishments that we've done throughout the years, even with tribulations, but it's we've probably accomplished a decent amount more than some people have. So, it's sweet that you got your joint on the blog, but, don't be an arrogant dick about it, because you will never get on this show. That's just how I feel.
And also, briefly, is that I think that the component energy of us both with her knowledge and my knowledge of being blessed to have heard Mr. Magic, really the first hip-hop DJ to play radio on the planet, and hearing hip-hop evolve from that time. I mean, you got a lot to impress, you know what I'm saying? So even if it's, having a good vibe will be basically the bat will be the whole battle, I'm not, we're not necessarily measuring against the greats, but at the same time, we know what's good and what ain't. And we also know what's a good attitude and what ain't. All right?
No doubt. And we got events and other stuff that's going to be coming up around the first quarter 2016. We'll be announcing later on. This is the time frame where besides us wrapping up, regular life, 9-to-5 life, and so forth and so on, we kind of slow down a little bit for the next week or so. You'll still be getting content from us. There's some panel content I haven't had a chance to put on to the podcast yet that folks were a part of. We're going to definitely have. We'll have some, music stuff or whatever too. So if somebody's dragging you to the post-Christmas sale or Hanukkah sale or New Year's sale, or you're just I need something to listen to while we're traveling or whatever, the FuseBox Radio has your back.
All right.
You'll be able to access us. And speaking of how to access us, shout out to Podomatic for hosting us. It's been damn near since 2007, 2008. They've been hosting our podcast, which we really appreciate. You can go ahead and grab us up via your favorite podcast service or app or music streaming service of choice. We're on the quote-unquote majors with them right now, such as iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Player FM, Audio Search, Yarn FM, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, and so forth and so on. And if you don't remember any of this promo stuff, just search for FuseBox Radio Broadcast through your favorite search engine of choice, and a ton of our stuff will pop up. And we hope you stick with us and give us a listen. And yeah, that's about it on that end. So let's get into the next portion of how we do things. Let's
get on down.
Yeah, man. Let's get to talking about some stuff. Quick note. We're going to talk about Star Wars: The Force Awakens on this show. We're not going to give away too much, but if you are super, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing, you're going to probably want to avoid the last bit of our talk segment before we get into the music. So I just want to give people a heads up on that right now.
You should almost give them the last first.
I kind of do and I kind of don't, because this other stuff's going to go kind of quickly, plus it makes it a little easier for them to skip if they're using the service later on. Yeah, since we both seen it, obviously, so we're going to talk about how our feelings and stuff are about that and go from there. And I acquired Chirac, and we'll talk about that soon. But anyway, let's get into some of the stuff that's happened this past week that is seems interesting. I'll start off with some Captain Obvious news. There has been a study that shows that white people react to evidence of white privilege by claiming greater personal hardships. Any person of color in the United States, much less any place else, is no shit, sir. Y'all had to do a study. This was done by Stanford's Graduate School of Business and was published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, where the researchers pointed out that progress on racial equality is limited by the fact that many whites deny the existence of inequities. Which, again, no shit. Like, this is one of those things where, I don't know, like, going to, like, a white school or PWI, predominantly white institution or whatever, when I was undergrad, you always had those few people who were just there, like, like you didn't belong. Like, affirmative action was like you were born brown, they gave you free schooling. You didn't achieve something or get to a certain point, and if you did go through a hardship, it's like, they went through another hardship. If you had to walk 5 miles in the snow, they had to walk 500 without any, like, knees or some shit like that. And it's like...
Every time I have personal contact with people like that, or were around those type of people when they had contact with other people, I always noticed that they tend to like you less. They tend to like you less if you can answer their questions. Like if they were posing something about their views and you got history and other experience to back that up, and it's not based upon you being proud just to win a debate. It's about you having facts and information. And those people normally don't like those people because it kind of puts a mirror up to them. And lets them know that you know some bullshit. And you ain't dealing with that other issue.
No doubt. Like that's a normal part of life for people, I think, to a degree in this country, and that in itself shows the inequities of this country. Where it's like, we gotta one-up you no matter what. Like, who wants to one-up somebody in terms of suffering? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of shit is that? Like, I went through some shit. I ain't went through even worse shit. It's not a competition. It really, really, really isn't. And trust and believe, I'm pretty damn sure the majority of people who've been through some things, whether it was economic or emotional or whatever, because of how people view their race and ethnicity and all of that, they would be pretty happy to let that go, but it comes from other people. This is not stuff that people make up. And what have you. And if you're on the internet especially, let any story that relates to race come out. And the person who is being victimized or being done dirty or whatever is not I'll go so far as to say a white person who somebody says looks pretty or handsome. Hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. They're like, hey man, we should get equal. No, because they were going to be a thug. I'm like, nobody said that about any of these other people though. But we're tripping. But yeah, I saw that. I had to bring that up because again, that was like one of the biggest no shit stories of the week to me. But if y'all need to hear from somebody y'all think is smart, Stanford's Graduate School of Business did that. So just to let y'all know, I'm going to kind of hop all over the place because I got these stories pulled up in different angles, and I just started my personal vacation, so I want to kind of balance out the stories while I actually have a chance. I'm actually no more loose and relaxed today, so just to let folks know. The guy who we talked about a few weeks back, Martin Shkreli, he made the big deal of raising up the prices for various drugs and stuff. Like over like 700+% or whatever. He got into the news for quite a few things. And one of those was also raising the price of another drug for sickness that tends to happen in Latin American countries. So that they're like, oh, you don't like black folks or Latino folks in drugs, or just poor people. That's cute. And dude, looks like dude is a douchey looking white boy, yo. Like there's no way around it. Well, during the past week, I don't know how many people remember that that Wu-Tang album that was supposed to be auctioned off or whatever to like an art collector or something. The Once Upon a Time in Shaolin album. He ended up buying it. And that got Wu-Tang a whole lot of crap because the concept of them auctioning the album off in the first place got them a whole lot of crap, which I quite frankly understand. And I'm not mad at it because it's just they're like, so you're going to auction up something to the highest bidder and somehow think that the public's going to be able to get a chance to listen to it. And, that dude or woman may or may not be, a piece of crap. and whatnot. Plus, I'm one of those people, I don't like pretentiousness. And the Wu-Tang auction thing came off as very pretentious to me. It became off as like a pretentious music marketing tool. Because I'm like, if the album was remotely cool, y'all would have released it. Because Wu-Tang Clan still has some diehard fans, even if, people might not necessarily like the collective as a whole as they used to, much less maybe some of the individual MCs. But it's like, okay, y'all said y'all build out of this, it got $2 million, it ended up going to this douchey guy that next to nobody, like that even Donald Trump was like, this is an arrogant douchey guy, and Donald Trump is like, a sweet potato from the pit of hell. He's a whack evil dude. And so this comes out, and hip hop people are very mad about it. And dude acted douchey towards the hip hop people. Well, the universe, gods, karma, sweet lady justice, or whatever came through. And this dude ends up getting arrested over allegations of security fraud. Because he did a bunch of screwed up to other companies that he owned. So I'm just there like, you know what, I'll allow it. Whatever deity or pure luck one believes in, I'll allow this because this dude just came off as a raging egomaniac. And a prick. And I'm for it. Somehow, we gotta take the little slivers of justice that come our way.
No doubt.
And appreciate such things. And the funny thing is, like, the FBI even had to, like, put out a press release talk, because we had people like, so what's up with the Wu-Tang album he bought? The FBI had to put out a press release saying that we haven't seized it yet. So, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, apparently. And just regular people. So, I thought that was an interesting little side interlude story. On the opposite side of justice being done to rich, arrogant, white young men, from about a year or two ago, I don't know if you remember this story. There was a young guy in Texas who ended up killing a bunch of people via drunk driving, and they put up the defense of because he was so rich, aka had affluenza, he didn't know, the consequences of his actions. And he ended up getting like a bullshit sentence for like about, I think, 10 years of probation or something like that. Well, guess what happened to him?
What happened?
Him and his mom cannot be found. They bailed out. They rolled out the country. At least that's what's being suspected as of right now. And people are suspecting he rolled out the country because somebody leaked a tape of him breaking his probation violations by drinking. Next thing you know, the sheriffs and them go over to the spot because he ended up missing a probation check-in. And there's like next to nothing in the house that him and his mom lived in. So, you want to tell me that white privilege don't exist? On some level? That some people aren't, or I'll put it this way, or some people with money aren't protected more than regular people are protected in the quote-unquote U.S. justice system?
No doubt about that.
You can kiss my ass, because first and foremost, 10 years probation for drunk driving and killing people. Most people wouldn't get that if they were just caught drunk driving. You're going to go to jail for a minute. And then, 4 innocent people got killed because of this dude boozing up and whatever else. But because he was rich and he had the complexion for the protection, he got his particular sentence. And now you're looking at the mainstream news talking about, wow, maybe that affluenza thing wasn't a thing. Yeah, maybe it fucking wasn't. Like, this thing has me blown. And, now they're offering an award to get him and all that stuff. But I'm like, I live in a relatively decent neighborhood, in a decent area. If there was a rich black person who owned one of these big houses that's like maybe 15 to 20 minutes away from where I live, and they end up killing a bunch of people, I'll go in so far to say of any ethnic background, and they happen to be black, Latino, Asian, etc., and they're around that same age, they were talking about, I have affluenza because my parents, raised me around a whole bunch of money, I don't know about truth and consequences. You couldn't tell me they wouldn't get any jail time. You can't tell me if somebody from PG County who had money and happened to be, darker than alabaster did that they wouldn't have gotten at least a little bit of jail time.
I definitely believe that most people in most of that group that you named the majority of them would give jail time in Jersey and New York.
Mm-hmm.
For that, of Black, Latino, and Asian.
Mm-hmm. I mean, drunk driving is serious. Like, I don't care what your background is, that's dead serious, because many people can get in danger in accidents, and unfortunately with this one, people also got killed. Literally killed. But, again, that's another side of the scales of earthly justice not working properly and going a certain way. And I hope by the time we broadcast the next few weeks, these cats get caught and they get what they deserve. Let's see here. Next up, I'm gonna hop back and forth on these stories. Shouts out to Serena Williams, Sports Illustrated's 2015 Sportsperson of the Year.
No doubt.
Which she well deserves. Her and her sister like changed the game. Literally.
That's right.
Changed the game of tennis. And throughout this past year, she's still been killing it. And it's not just on the level of the sports end. Like, she looks like she's becoming the sports athlete that's about more than the sport. You can be apolitical. That's your life to live, whatever. But, Serena was one of those folks who was straight up, talking on folks, about, hey, man, this Black Lives Matter thing is a real thing. And I ain't going to be quiet about it. You know what I'm saying? Folks, built up things on the business end. Folks, did the movie thing. They've done tons of stuff. And also, even though she didn't get, excuse me, that Grand Slam, she did so much this past year athletically. I don't think anybody with sense could fully say that she didn't deserve it.
No doubt.
Now, like, she went 55-3.
No doubt.
55-3 in her joints. And this is like an older, Serena.
And it's funny that you said the older Serena thing, because what I'm thinking now, they've been rocking it since the 90s. Let's keep that in context. The 90s. It might have been late 90s, but I know it was the 90s they were getting it in since then. So her sister more then, and then her following up, but she was getting it in too. So this is the 90s up till now. And, it's just from my memory and, my brothers, I guess, watching it, me watching it with them, they had a big impact on the game, and, they're a historical part of sports. They just weren't great at it. They altered this perception, especially women, for women in the game. You know what I'm saying? And they just happen to look good on top of it. But definitely big up to them for putting it in, getting it in.
No doubt. And also with all of this too, and I had to make a quick side mention of this. Now there were always going to be somebody who's going to complain about this, right? And there were people who decided they wanted to complain, and it just showed the depth of how mad people are. I think not just a black person, but a black woman succeeds in something that was typically not seen as their arena. You had people talking about that that horse who got the Triple Crown should have got it. American Pharaoh. And Sports Illustrated themselves had to put out a video like, look, it's called Sportsperson of the Year, not Sports Horse. Which I'm glad Sports Illustrated was like, look, y'all don't be on this bullshit, guys. Don't be on this petty bullshit. And of course, when, the black internet found out that people were complaining about it, folks got dragged from left to right, and they deserved it. But think about that anger. A woman who's been doing this since the 90s, who will probably literally run the game because they're like, I'm just bored with tennis, which might not be for another 20 years if people want to do the seniors joints. And further, people were so mad that this, accomplished black woman intellectually and athletically who looks good got nominated for this thing. They were like, nah, man, I think the horse did more. You don't get the hell out of my face, yo. That don't even make no damn sense. But anyway, man, congrats to Serena, man. That's the main thing this is about.
Word up.
Like, black excellence always makes the insecure feel bad. That's not anybody else's problem but theirs. Let's see here. Speaking of sports back excellence, real quick, shouts out to Cam Newton of the Carolina Panthers, man. He's been killing it. Undefeated team as a broadcast time.
No doubt.
And whatnot. Black quarterback.
No doubt.
Which people still give black quarterbacks crap and nonsense and what have you. We actually had that story a few weeks ago. We talked about that white lady who wrote that open letter that everybody made fun of because they were like, "Oh my God, he's dancing and those pelvic thrusts." Ooh, it's like, all right.
I mean, and that's historical too. A black QB and it's undefeated. That's a first, if I'm correct. So, so that that's it's a good energy in the air. You know what I'm saying? And not just necessarily because they're black, but because we're starting to see things that we haven't necessarily seen before. And, that's symbolic of another energy rising. So that's a good thing.
No doubt, no doubt. And, dude, from all the stuff I've seen, it's not just an athletic achievement. He seems to be a generally good dude.
No doubt.
And all that, which is awesome as well. And all of that, that's one of the reasons why I even talked about Serena, too. I'm like, these seem like generally good people. Besides the fact they're killing it in the game. Plus, in 2015, it still seems to be weird to me, but I understand why some people act funny about stuff because it's an illogical thing, but it's like it's been existing for a while. In terms of folks being like, well, the quarterback is a smart guy on the team, and I don't know about these black guys. It's like, what do you mean you don't know about these black guys? The majority of the NFL is black guys. That's not exaggeration. That's just fact. When the NFL got popular, to now that's what it is. And the cat who's, shot calling, the plays with his people and doing all that other type of stuff is that quarterback. And obviously, even some of the people who were like talking all the trash about him earlier, those fans can't hate on the dude. Only undefeated team in the NFL right now. And they said he's broken a few records this past year. I'm just looking on the ESPN site right quick. So he has 5 seasons now with at least 3,000 passing yards and 500 rushing yards, the most in NFL history. Also the 4th different quarterback to win at least 17 straight regular starts in the Super Bowl era.
No doubt. So, I mean, that's added on to the fact that the first black QB to do that. That's added on to that. So,
no doubt.
That's a good energy right there.
No doubt, no doubt. So I just want to, big up him and all of that. And since we were on the sports tip for a hot second. Let me see here. On a more serious note, there was a mistrial declared for the first Baltimore officer who was a part of those who killed Freddie Gray. Now,
not a surprise.
I'm not necessarily shocked by it. I'm more shocked at how quickly it happened. However, they are going to put it, back into the mix to be retried.
No doubt.
So, on that level, that's good. But, yeah, you had people from Baltimore City and Baltimore County in the jury. And I'm pretty sure, even though they can't announce who did what, we know who made it a hung jury. No Baltimore City and Baltimore County have 2 different populations. So, it's one of those type of things. So, we still got a whole bunch more trials and other stuff to go. The mainstream news did not get the riot porn they seem to so desire down here when it happened. Which, seriously, like let's think about it. People don't really, unless it's like a huge mass amount of people don't check for when black folks are doing anything on the streets peacefully, or people of color, or good people, period. Let's just say good people as a whole. When you're doing your thing peacefully on certain of this stuff, they'll check that out for a little while and complain, but they're not beef for that. When something lights on fire, they can run up and be there like, see, they don't even take care of their own stuff. So none of that happened. People kept it pretty cool because there's still other ways to go. And again, I hope that some justice gets done on this plane because this is a very blatant case
No
of garbage and nonsense, which unfortunately sometimes does not get us justice, as we've seen when things have been taped and other stuff. But we will see what goes down. Let's see here. Sad news for me as a born and bred DC metro area person, born in DC, raised the majority of my life in Prince George's County, Maryland. Howard University may sell the rights of its public TV station Spectrum. So, I literally grew up to WHUT at the PBS station in the area. Lots of local programming has come through there. Got Eyes on the Prize documentary. First time I ever saw that.
Yeah, I saw that in Jersey first time. Those were very informative, very good for young people.
You know,
kind of basic African American history last 100 years, and it's fairly accurate too. I mean, especially for people that don't like to read. Eyes on the Prize, and it don't go back too much further than 100 years, 100, 200 years, but I guess maybe 200-300 years. But I was looking back on it. That was my early, injections of consciousness about that history.
No doubt. And on a side note with that, I know what's on. It used to be on PBS, it's a site to stream for free. I know what's on YouTube too, so people can go ahead and check that out. But real quickly, Ryan, back to the story. This would be very sad if they sell the Spectrum, because it's literally the first public TV station that was owned and operated by a historically black institution. Lots of people have gotten their training and stuff over there who got into other aspects of broadcast TV and whatnot.
Yep.
And while it can get the university millions of dollars and stuff, but it would be the end of one of the few public broadcasting institutions here that caters to the Black American and Black Diaspora experiences and whatnot. That reaches out on a wide range. And there's a lot of debate about whether this is a good move or a bad move, especially because Howard University has been going through financial issues during the past few years. And what have you. And personally, for me, I hope they don't sell it.
No doubt.
Since WHUR is essentially a station at Howard University, but it is corporate owned right now. They still have their college station, and their public TV station is pretty much the only other place that's left that has an independent media bent.
No doubt.
And whatnot. And yeah, man. The FCC has assigned them at a starting price of $461 million to let go of the Spectrum, but experts are saying that they may have to accept less. And honestly, if you're going through all of that type of stuff, they shouldn't let it go. To me.
Yeah.
They shouldn't let it go.
It's a funny dichotomy in that one side of me is like, well, this is amongst a list of black institutions, whether they were media institutions, whether they were radio oriented or broadcasting in general, having to do something like this, or either falling off or disappearing. But another side is like, well, there's a whole lot black that they were not covering. So, what I'm saying? It's a funny thing, what I'm saying? And, I'm not going to get too deep onto that because I don't want to be critical in that way because it's not meant to be. But, I always see that, and you see that, in general. So, but they're there to be able to provide something as an alternative. And God bless the ones who are making it happen now, and the ones, I guess, who were doing it. And, like you said, Fusion, you came up on that. So, that was the early feeding that was needed. You know what I'm saying? So it served its purpose. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. And it's one of those things, too, where I know we're in a higher technological age. Hell, we're podcasting and talking about net radio and other types of stuff. But the average person has way more access to a TV right now, even with the way technology has gone. The average person still has more access to FM and AM radio. When these types of levels of media distribution start fading away and going away for various populations, that's a major problem.
I agree.
That's a major problem. And for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that people can stream these shows and do all other types of stuff, but it's not going to be the same as, the vast majority of households in the United States have a TV. And they can click on that TV and see what's what. You know what I'm saying? Or people in the local area themselves can go ahead and hit that up and say what's what. Plus, on a larger level, when you talk about spectrum, you're talking about stuff that can broadcast TV, radio, internet, whatever have you. That's a major property in this country. That's a major thing to have a slice of, because that costs a lot. It's a big deal. It's a very, very big deal, and I think those people at Howard who want to sell stations aren't looking at the situation in terms of the bigger picture. And they're not even going to probably even be able to leverage it to a point where if they want to sell it, that it's going to be a big beneficial type of deal. But hopefully we will hear that they don't sell it as time goes by. And, maybe they can try to modernize their studios, do other types of stuff, and, up the game the way things are supposed to be.
I mean, them selling that is very symbolic of, once, the means of communication or how you kind of want to be seen as a black person, once that's taken over by people who ain't black, you know what I'm saying, then, a lot of things can happen, you know what I'm saying? That can happen in general, and, I think historically, despite any, things that, I won't go down that road, but a lot of things can happen in the sense of the projection of us, you know what I'm saying? And I knew something was going on when they had it where students at Howard, they had to graduate, they had to take African studies classes, you know what I'm saying, or African American studies classes, just to, you had to take something. But once they stopped that, I knew that it was in a different institution, because that kind of set it aside by them doing that. I mean, you can't take one class that's about that. You know what I'm saying? You can't take one, and, until the fact that people, I guess, complained about that. See, that energy right there, and now this, that's about to become a different school. The glory days of the late 80s and 70s, late 80s and 90s. That's gone. Not only with the partying aspect and the music and the culture and the good people that came and left, but, the other stuff went on with the school in the sense of administration and class and teachers, you know what I'm saying? Like almost a high institution of learning becoming something else, Those, the abandoned buildings on the now, those were places where people were learning things. Now they're in ruins. You see what I'm saying? It's very symbolic of, becoming something else. Even though you can still see it and it's functioning, it's like almost a shell of what it was.
Word up. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Yeah, man. As I said, I hope they don't do anything to that. That would be a major loss for this area. That'd be a major loss for this area. Let's see here. Again, I'm popping all over the place with these stories I pulled up. If anybody cared, TGT, Tyrese, Genuine, and Tank's group broke up, and they had a fit about it over the internet. I'm more annoyed at the fact that Tyrese said they were as good as LSG, which I'm like, y'all absolutely weren't.
I was hoping that they would continue to do that and just say, okay, we're not necessarily We all got our solo projects. We became before they got together and come together and do that. I thought that they sounded good. I thought that they should have had more dance records. It sounded like the album was mostly ballads. I think you should have some dancey joints on there. But I liked what they were doing though. And I'm disappointed to hear that, it sounds like there's maybe some new energy amongst them right now that caused that to happen.
Like, they were the group to me, like, they had stuff that was cool, but because of their own individual issues, much less internal things, like, I never felt they were going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tyrese is problematic as all hell with the way he is. Genuine, I know, has been going through stuff up and down and what have you. And Take, I feel weird about, because I'm like, Jake, he has talent. We know he writes a lot of songs for different people and what have you. But I never felt that his solo career got to a certain place. Like, it sounds like a cliche, but I never felt that he had that quote-unquote it factor.
One thing I liked about them is that there were 3 different styles of vocalists. And, all of them got their own styles, and they really don't sound like one another. I mean, Tank's range and his tone and how he comes off is different than Tyrese. And not that everybody sounded like each other, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a good idea. I still think that's a good idea, that you can try to make that. And I just think they hadn't done it enough to be able to, I think come out with some funk shit. Funk don't always mean bass guitar or Parliament, style, even though that's godfather of it. But, funk is like fly. It's an energy. It's not necessarily something that you see or sense with your senses. And, I think they could still do it. You know what I'm saying? I think they could do it. It's groups in general, not just them, but there's groups in general that I think that are like. I think TLC could still do it. And, of course, T-Boz isn't there, but she wasn't the main singer. So, excuse me. Left Eye is not there. Excuse me. T-Boz isn't too. But I think they could still do it, though. The MC ain't there, but she wasn't the main vocalist. So, I think there's still a whole bunch of people that can still do it. You know what I'm saying? What's some other cats in Baltimore?
Drew Hill is actually together.
Drew Hill, I was blown away by when they had that joint on, I had always liked them and thought they were talented, but when I saw them on that Key Sweat, reality show, and it was like, Drew Hill was on there with him. When I saw them like just off the cuff, just kicking shit, I was like, oh, I didn't know they were like that. After I saw that, I just felt disappointed that I didn't hear, more often, more frequently on black radio. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. But that's black groups in general. That's historic almost for us. For whatever reason, But the talent is definitely there.
Yeah, they have their talent, but I think it's one of those situations, at least from my perspective, is that when you do stuff like this, there had to be more than where 3 guys have talent. There had to be a chemistry and a get-along that goes on.
I agree with that.
And for me, I never felt that with them, and I think that's a big thing that makes the glue, that glues everything together. Like when people talk about like the LSG and whatnot, they worked because they had a genuine chemistry. Like they had talent and stuff, but it was like, okay, I can feel these cats actually liked being in the same room around each other and singing. These cats more felt like they sang stuff on Pro Tools and they cut and paste it. To me. Because when you see some live videos of these cats, it's just they're like, y'all motherfuckers never really liked each other too tough. Y'all never really did. And like, for me, I guess being in my mid-30s right now, when I see some of these groups reuniting, you can tell when the chemistry is still cool in there and when it's just, I'm trying to get a check. And it's dry. Especially when you see how folks, move and groove each other on a live tip. And that to me almost feels worse. I'm just there like, y'all should have just stayed the fuck away. And left us alone and not get our hopes up. Like New Edition, I think even with Bobby's ups and downs, I think they still got it.
No doubt. Yes. Perfect. It's funny that you said New Edition because when you look at the unsung that are aired, perfect example of black media putting in work on songs. And then you look at New Edition. New Edition, if we think of from the time they came out to now, you know, it's those Negroes, it's the same people. Look at history. How do those jokers, when they come, it's not the same people. Just from, of course, it's a longer time period, but look from when the time span, the New Edition is, let's say, 20, 25 years. And let's go back 20, 25 years from them cats from the 60s. And suddenly there's a lot of them groups that when this New Edition got the same cats. And to boot, you know, they age well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, New Edition, that is probably, and Cool in the Gang, because, you know, it's the same members. You know what I'm saying? You know, that personifies, a black singing group, black male singing group. And putting it in and still putting it in and doing something that allows them to still be vibrant and look good. You know what I'm saying? You know, ain't nobody like, you know, I mean, you know, for the most part, everybody, you know, is vital. You know, even Cool in the Gang, them jokers from the 60s when they got that award on that award show a couple of years ago. You know, for, you know, a lot of them groups from that era from the 60s ain't like that. You know, still vibrant and, originally they didn't have a lead singer. That one brother who sung Joanne, I think it's JT Taylor, I think that's his name. But he wasn't there originally, but he came on. And, you know, they had hits in the 80s. So, you know, they were 60s, they had hits in the 80s. So, you know, which was, you know, so I mean, you know, a lot of them cats, you know, I mean, not to keep talking on and dragging on about it, but New Edition was a good example. And when you see that, you know, what can you say? You know?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I feel that way about not just R&B, but I feel that way about hip-hop groups.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, some groups, I'm like, y'all broke up, just stay broke up. Or we might have wanted that collaboration 20 years ago. If it's not genuine, it always shows. It always shows. Most people aren't that down professionally to hate each other if behind the scenes and be good on stage. Or be good in the lab when it comes down to something. Unless, you know, y'all, you know, grew up and made things happen. And a smooth transition into that, EPMD is working on new music and are working on a 25-year anniversary tour, which makes me feel old.
Nah, God bless them. EPMD, I mean, anybody that's from Jersey or New York, I have to say almost now at a certain age, like EPMD, or at least have some respect for them. And they had an unsung, you saw a little bit of it. I mean, I was on EPMD from day one. They were almost the first to do funk samples. So I was before G-Funk or what they were doing in the West Coast. They was the first to talk about, one of the first to talk about guns on the record, period. You know, in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff that you heard in West Coast gangster rap. So EPMD was kind of at the fore of all of that. And they had in-house production. You know, they did their own beats and they wrote their own rhymes. So they were almost one of the first camps to do that. I think Houdini was doing that also, but EPMD was definitely doing that. And so definitely big up to them. They deserve it. EPMD deserves it.
No doubt, no doubt. For people who want to know what the trend 25th anniversary for them is, it's 25th anniversary of the release of the Business as Usual album.
Right.
And whatnot. So, yeah, man. Again, one of those that I'm like, dang, it's been that long? Yeah, it's been that long. Like, my teenagehood is becoming history, which feels nuts. Speaking of things that are going to make you feel super old, some of the first 2016 nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, well, inductees actually have been announced. And to break that down, so far they've announced Cheap Trick, Chicago, Deep Purple, Steve Miller, and NWA. And they have more honorees to be announced at a later time frame. NWA in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because I like all music and I know a little bit about rock. I think everybody they named in rock should make it. All those cats that Future just named should make it.
just a little bit I know about them, and the musicians I knew coming up who gravitated towards certain groups because of, the musicianship on the song of those cats that she's named, and I'm familiar with all those groups she named, and they all should. I'm surprised that Deep Purple's from the '60s, so they technically should have been made it. You know what I'm saying? Cheap Trick is from the '70s, and I was surprised that they weren't in there. And everybody else, yeah. So definitely big up to them.
I know.
NWA is in there. I'm glad that they're in there, but they're in there with cats from the '60s. So, their judging system is very interesting over there.
Yeah, it really is, and I personally am not mad at anybody who's there based off of both the earlier list of nominees, and we still have more people that need to be announced, so it's not like this is it. And the fact that, for people who don't know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's based off of 25 years after you release your first album. You can start being considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And another thing, that's why I'm I feel old, because I'm NWA, it has been over 25 years. Crap,
No, don't get me wrong. I think NWA deserves it. I do believe that. I think they deserve it for, for the material they did, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at it. I've seen some people get really upset about it, but I'm if you want to look at in terms of the impact their album had at the time, much less how it has reverberated in different areas throughout the years, whether you might necessarily be a fan of that style or not, I don't think that can be denied and whatnot. Then you had at least two people who spun off to have very successful music and other careers in the realm of, Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. And
I just don't prescribe to the definition that's been put out on, because I go back a little further before that album. I remember when people were saying certain things on record. So when I attribute that talk, I don't necessarily, first thing in my mind isn't NWA. NWA comes up when there's more of a big media spin behind it. And, you know what I'm saying? And, as opposed to cats that I might have been hearing on the radio or from cats playing it in the schoolyards, barbershops, or driving in their cars, driving down the street. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing a lot of stuff. So, but like Fusion said, in the sense of the effect that they had and how that affected, especially cats outside of the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, definitely, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And the effect they had inside of that area. There's no doubt about that either. But, something about when you got a big media thing behind you, and the work you're putting in that adds a different effect on people. And, cursing and, of course, fuck the police, that was, that was a very shocking record, That always has to be placed in context, of course. Yeah.
No doubt. And I look at NWA I do not believe they are the originators of gangster rap. They just weren't. Yeah. They were not. Just Ice existed way before they even got on the mic or the turntables, much less other people. That being said, what we identify as West Coast rap in this modern day, they were cats who laid down that particular foundation and viewpoint to me. Some of the cats with that. And, that was just with them, much less, when people spun off, you naturally had the Death Row sound with Dr. Dre, Ice Cube doing his own thing with all of his solo joints from America's Most Wanted onward. Which actually, people sleep on America's Most Wanted. That's a very dope album that had the East Coast sound and the West Coast vibe.
Yeah,
we identify at the music tip. So, on those ends, when you see some of these, especially the modern day younger cats coming up, you gotta be they grew up to a lot of that from their coast. That was their source of, we're not just doing hip hop, we're doing hip hop that represents our area in a particular reality. Cause I would have known shit about Compton if it wasn't for an NWA or some other type of joint. even with me being a music person, like I was a kid at a certain period of time. When they heard battering ram, I didn't know it was about the battery rams busting through joints that the cops had and how they were acting crazy. And for some people, they wouldn't even thought of the aspect of police brutality at all if it wasn't for fuck the police.
No, I would have definitely agreed. I think it was a combination of them bringing it out there, the artistic ability combined with that. But, like we said, my brother was an Ice-T fan. So I remember a lot of Ice shit, a lot of stuff that Ice was doing. And Ice didn't necessarily come at it, I'm not talking about Cop Killer, which was later, which was on the rock tip. But before then, Ice covered a lot of areas. And so did the Ghetto Boys. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't necessarily come at it with the funk, but, there was definitely, you got an idea that, the police don't necessarily your friends, in a lot of situations. So, you know what I'm saying? I think NWA just did it in a certain way, much more direct way. And that's it's direct in saying it, and, that's more or less, I think, the difference between them and the other groups, I think, who have, said things about the police.
No doubt. So that's happening in May. Again, we still have a lot more people it's going to be broadcast in May. It's actually going to be happening officially in April in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center.
All right.
And, that should be an interesting look. So congrats to all the nominees. I like all the rock groups on here personally, but again, I'm a deep music person. In Chicago especially.
In Chicago, I'm surprised they're not in there. I'm
very surprised they weren't in there beforehand, because their stuff ranged from the regular rock to like the joint that they had Street Player on it is one of my favorite albums, and they said that was one of the ones that didn't perform that good. Besides, their more known hits and stuff like my house heads know the song Street Player could have got sampled via Kenny Dope and the Buckethead for D Sound Falling Through My Mind. And a year or two ago, a Pitbull song had sampled the horn break and stuff in that. But, I'm very surprised they weren't in there. But, I can't complain about this class. So congratulations to everybody who got nominated. I hope, more deserving folks get nominated. And we will keep moving on. Not too much more to go, since we're actually making good time with the stuff I wanted to talk about before we got into Star Wars. The officer for the Laquan McDonald shooting in Chicago has officially been indicted.
No doubt.
So we gotta wait for another trial, another case. But this is one of those I'm like, somebody needs to be thrown in jail or under a bus, since Chicago has been crooked for ages. This is nothing new whatsoever. And people were caught lying on the paperwork and all other types of stuff in a huge public way. Unfortunately, the majority of that had to be done by overseas media, once again, with some of their local media here and there doing things and research. And it's a 7-count indictment, and right now, he's unfortunately, the cop who shot that young man is unfortunately out on bail. But, we just had to wait for more information to come out from that, but I wanted to announce that joint. Well, let's see here. Quick personal note. It's been 20 years since one of my really good friends from high school was killed during a botched robbery. Charles Marsh, a.k.a. Chuck. Shouts out to one of my fellow classmates who's still keeping his case alive. And they have a really been doing really good coverage of this particular story via NBC Washington and the Washington Post and other local news places. I still remember hearing about when he died. Since I was not in school at the time, I had to deal with coming out of the hospital for a broken leg. And this was before the 24-hour news cycle where everything just came at you. And to hear the slow announcements of somebody got killed at your school, they were a senior, you start seeing people that you've been in class with for the past 4 years crying outside and everything, and then hearing people's name. it wasn't like I never dealt with violent death before in my life or unexpected death. It was still very mind blowing because he was just waiting for the bus to go home, and somebody tried to rob a dude next to him for a jacket, and gun went off and ended up shooting him and killing him and everything. And actually, shout out to Jeremy Bull. He's currently a sergeant right now, with the police department here and everything. He's still been keeping the case alive. And that is really, really appreciated. And if anybody does know information about this, there is a fund to reward anybody who can identify the person who pulled the trigger. I'm going to link the story in the show notes. I know some people have seen it through the Facebook page and other stuff. And this is the type of thing that unfortunately happens every day. And this is not going to be on some like hardcore political tip or whatever. I'm not going to preach about gun control or a whole bunch of other stuff, but insanity like this needs to stop. And these type of issues are multifaceted, whether it's just not being superficial and thinking if you don't have this type of thing, you're cool or not cool and you got to like take it, or, you know, your life isn't going to be the same. To maybe access to weaponry, to maybe situations just being jacked up, to maybe people just being evil and needing to be locked the fuck up. You know, yeah, it was kind of wild seeing this stuff brought back through. Like the people who I am in touch with from high school, we still, you know, all know and acknowledge and recognize the date that he passed. And yeah, it feels crazy that it's been 20 years since this occurred and whatnot. And I hope that justice is done for his parents and family on this plane while they are still on this plane. So, I just wanted to bring that up because, yeah, that's a pretty damn personal story for me. Chuck and I were in a whole lot of classes with each other, like literally back to back ever since my first freshman year. And he was genuinely a good kid. And this is not to be on the, well, they didn't make mistakes, that's why they didn't deserve to die. It's not on that type of tip, but, you know, unexpected violent death is always wet. But when you're just there like somebody literally did nothing and got killed, they did nothing and got killed. That just sucks. It just sucks. Like, you know, dude was a quiet kid, but, you know, cool, had, you know, the jokes and everything, really smart, kept the business together. And people's life went out like that. And for people like him, nobody deserves that. So, you know, again, if anybody knows some type of stuff that don't make you a snitch, don't make you crazy for putting it out there, let folks know. Let folks know. So, I just want to put that. Rest in peace, Chuck, and all that. Okay. Let me swing this on the upper end before we wrap this up. And something that makes me happy is when racists and sexists get mad. And one of those things is they're doing a new theater play based off the Harry Potter series. And for the role of Hermione Granger, they chose a black lady. And of course, racists are pissed, and that makes me happy on its own because I'm petty like that. But what made me even more happy was the author J.K. Rowling had people, you know, she's a very active person on Twitter and social media. And people were just there like, well, I wonder what J.K. Rowling thinks. And J.K. Rowling was pretty much there like, so, I just said that she was a young girl with curly hair. I'm fine with the casting. Well, let me put it down like this. Here's her actual quote, where she, the people had asked her. She was like, canon. She has brown eyes, frizzy hair, and very clever. White skin was never specified. Rowling loved Black Hermione. And it had a little heart and kissy face. So the English white lady author is like, I don't care. I'm about that. This is cool. So all you little racist nerds can go suck one. How about that?
And
this world is diverse. Like, everything is not purely about quote-unquote visual representation. I'm going to get a little more into that when we get to our next subject matter. But this world is diverse. Why can't other people have themselves represented in quality popular culture, in quality literature? Why does it offend you so much to have that there? It's like when the Hunger Games came out like a few years ago, and people were mad about one of the characters being black, and the author was like, the character was black. But because you decided in your mind that they were white, you were mad that there was a black person on the screen representing this major character. That's a mental dysfunction. That's a mental issue.
That's right.
And you just need to get over that. So, shout out to J.K. Rowling, man. I appreciate that she put that joint out there and what have you. Shout out to the people who, booked this young lady for this new installment of a very big series, and I hope it's successful.
No doubt.
And also, this young lady, too, is a Laurence Olivier award-winning actor. So you can't be all this there like, oh, and she's been in mad theater productions in London. So this ain't, nobody who's just getting in, for the, I want to put a check mark on there. Qualified people deserve to be in qualified places.
If she got that Laurence Olivier award, then that meant that she was chosen by people who weren't black. UK theater British cat. So, she deserves to be where she's at.
No doubt. And let me get the young lady's name right quick. I just want to be like, it's a black lady and not even say people's name. And I apologize in advance if I pronounce her name wrong. It is Noma Dumezwene. So shout out to Noma. I hope that works out great. And I hope the play blows up and I hope it's good. Partially because I'm not mad at the Harry Potter stuff, and partially because I'm petty and I want to rub that in people's faces.
And because it's Black Radio, I'm going to say this in 2 seconds, that all that Harry Potter represents is basically ancient black sciences that black people were doing. So the fact they had a black person in there, that just vibrationally was correct. And it was a black female. So that's just how it works historically. So, as a side note, But anyway.
No doubt. And let's get into the big bit of news that has taken up the entire world, literally, in the pop culture realm this past week. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Both myself and the Blackhawks saw it over at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. On the IMAX theater. And we're not going to get terribly spoiler heavy, but there might be one or two things you may not want to know. So if you're that paranoid about it, you may just want to go ahead and skip for maybe like the next 5 or so minutes and go from there. I thought the movie was dope as hell. I don't necessarily want to say that it's a classic per se, but it ranks high. If I had to do like an out of 10, I'd probably be like a 8 to 8.5 out of 10. It was fun. I think you don't necessarily have to be a big Star Wars fan from Jump Street to get into the story, which I think is a big thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
For this new generation of stuff, because some things I can understand it seeming very esoteric and all that type of stuff, but you get the basic background in like not even a few minutes, and then they just hop you right into essentially the new generation of folks with this. I liked all the actors and actresses who were up in there. I liked the fact that the main protagonist, again, all the actors and actresses were able to do their thing, young and old. I liked how the old school Star Wars was spun into this new story.
Yeah, I like how they did that too.
Via the actors, and how they just like talked about stuff. Essentially making the past for some be a very hard reality, and the past for some being I heard these old stories type of thing. And I thought that was cool. And,
I thought that only made sense for them to do that.
It's like in a weird way, it almost reminds me of like how you might talk to an elder and they talk about like, let's say because this story takes about maybe 30, 40 years past the old school Star Wars trilogy. So it's almost like how you would talk to like an elder about like how they were back in the day and all that. Yeah. You can get a grasp, like you might read up on stuff, you might hear stories, but you'll never really think it's real to a degree until you might hear certain stuff from somebody who was there.
Yeah.
Where they're like, wow, you really did live when there were segregation signs outside. I read about it, I heard about it, but that's not my life. You could tell me about this type of thing vividly. In the way they had that spun of the entire, Jedi versus the dark side Steve. And I thought that was cool with how the younger characters related. I think this is the blackest Star Wars ever.
No doubt.
And I'm not just talking about, homeboy, excuse me, who played Finn, which I think he did a great job. I think he did good with what he had. And I'm looking forward to seeing where his character develops.
Definitely.
I think the little alien lady that was that was played by Lupita Nyong'o, you could tell that was a black lady.
Yeah, you could tell that. You definitely.
That was a black lady who came from Brooklyn and owned an alien thing, as far as I'm concerned. Like, that was like black grandma or black old auntie to me.
And that was really one of the first times I saw, like, almost, she came across, because I'm from NY, I can see certain things. She came across like she more was, like Caribbean. And so automatically that's black. So I automatically, and all just the way the head was shaped, and you said, okay then. It was cool though. It was cool. I like that.
Yeah, and I honestly think the little like cute round robot thing was black.
No doubt.
I think BB-8 was black. Nobody can tell me any different. The robot was giving people side eyes. It was giving folks info. It was cracking wise. And that toy, honestly, that toy is going to be the biggest seller. I'll put money on it. Next to lightsabers, that little cute-ass, adorable, orange-ass robot is going to sell everything.
No doubt.
I'm a grown woman, and I want a robot toy. After peeping that joint, because that thing was adorable. I think Adam Driver made the biggest come up ever from girls to being Kylo Ren in the movie.
No doubt.
And I think his daddy issues, that's only as far as I'll go, played out pretty well. I like how they brought back in all the old school folks with Princess Leia and Han Solo and Chewie.
No doubt.
And I mostly like the direction their stuff went in, because again, I'm not going to get too spoilery and stuff. I definitely think that Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford had great chemistry.
No doubt.
Like, their chemistry was on point, and I thought that joint was cool. Let me see here. The action sequences, Jesus Christ, seeing that on an IMAX screen, they put in work.
No doubt.
And yeah, I thought the pacing was good. I mean, I had fun, and I think that's the main thing of these movies. Like, we can get into a whole lot of deeper stuff. And I'll just get on one quick topic on that right quick, but that's not gonna take too long. But if you're just there like, I want to see a space opera shoot 'em up, and maybe feel a kind of way when stuff happens to certain characters and all of that, and be eager for the next episode of it, you're going to get all of that. And this is coming from somebody who likes Star Wars but is not a diehard Star Wars fan. And lastly, in terms of why I think this is the blackest Star Wars ever, people have seen Finn in the Star Trooper costume. Him wanting to break away from that, to me, is probably like the most like self-liberating thing ever. To me. He got into a system he thought was jacked up, and he essentially said, fuck that. He mouths off on some people later. He gets a little worried, because it's not something that he's used to, but he comes back to the good at the end. He fights a lot of folks. And I know I've already seen like some like fuckboy think pieces when I came back home about how people felt about his character. He is literally the catalyst to everything good that happens in this movie.
No doubt.
Like from the very beginning to the end, he's the catalyst of a lot of folks getting to certain places. Because I'm really trying hard to not give away how certain stuff goes. But if there wasn't a Finn, the Resistance would not be what it is.
But definitely, if you're a Star Wars head.
And he was a cat who was from the inside who got to a certain point. But yeah,
I was
let me get
a
that
Star
out there.
Wars head. I was a Star Wars head officially. I mean, I had toys as a kid. If you're a Star Wars head, you'll like it. There's so many places that I could go with this, but, you know, we don't have a lot of time, and in general, most of us not feeling that. But, like you said, it's definitely the Blackest, which is, you know, I like to see where they go, with developing the story and the characters. Slightly disappointed. Me and my brother, he told me a lot about it, you know. Slightly disappointed. But I'm a sci-fi person, and see, because of where Star Wars has taken to. Star Wars, you know, was just some of the, I saw all them shows in the movie theater. I saw the 3 in the movie theater. So, as a child, so that makes more of a difference to seeing it as a child than as an adult. And then to see it as a child and then see it as the continuation as an adult. So, if you didn't see the first Star Wars as a child, it's not the same. It's not the same. It wouldn't be the same. But, I thought that was some of the more entertaining cinematic, you know, most times be family or close friends around. So, you know, from childhood memories, good times, a lot of times that involves seeing the movie. And your family being with you and it being a good movie. Star Wars was definitely a part of that for me. A lot of times it'd just be my brother and his boys, and I'd be the young cat pulling along. And I was always around older jokers, so I remember just the vibe of the cats who was, you know, vibrant and young at that time, and I'd be in a little cat seeing that. And it just was, Star Wars was the groove for all of us. And, you know, not to mention, you know, them bringing up, old black religion in a format and story way, and, you know, in the shoot 'em up, bang, bang, like little boy, you know, fantasy ships flying around. It was off the hook. It was off the hook for that. I don't know if it's as good as Return of the Jedi, even though it kind of reminds you of Return of the Jedi. My brother said, and I agreed, I think it kind of reminds me of that. It definitely took aspects from the other movies and added to this. You can definitely see that in there. You know, so if you see this one, you'll see aspects from at least 3, 5, and 6, which is basically the original one. But 4, 5, and 6 in the sequence of, I guess, the story. But definitely, I'm gonna end it here on that, and it's definitely worth seeing on big screen. And
no doubt.
What I thought was interesting is that one of the main pilots in the movie looked like a young Sylvester Stallone. To me, it was like young Sly Stone. And I was like, you know, it kind of brought back, like, that old, when you see him, he look like, it kind of, you know, makes you think of that in a way. It's like, so it kind of made it cooler. But, yeah, definitely, check it out. And you know, big up to J.J. Abrams for putting it in, for getting it in. He did the last.
He did Star Trek.
Transformers. He did the last Transformer movie. With Mark Wahlberg.
I didn't know he did Transformers. I know he did last Star Trek joints.
Yeah, I think he did the last Transformers, which was cool. Which wasn't necessarily better than the Michael Bay ones, but it was good though, and it had a good storyline. I think people should check it for the storyline, if anything, and kind of like it alludes to other things. But yeah, definitely, this was a good movie, and definitely good over evil versus movie, and that's a good thing.
No doubt. Like, J.J. Abrams and Disney are winning right now. Like, they're going to make their money and then some from this flick. And I think it's deserved. Like, it's definitely one of those movies to me to see in a movie theater. Like, some movies you can, like, wait until it gets on Netflix or cable or whatever. This is a spectacle movie. Like, you want to be all up in the sound and the visuals and everything else. You can tell they filmed it in a way to give you that big grand scale. In a smaller level to me, something that had that big grand scale, but this, you know, kept it moving was Mad Max Fury Road this year.
No doubt.
And I think, ironically, both films actually used film, like regular ass film.
No doubt.
And later on did a transfer, and I think stuff like that makes a difference. I had read somewhere they said that actually they got so much film from Kodak's going to make a profit this year.
And,
because of Star Wars, and I can believe it. So good job with all y'all guys who did that flick, man. It sounds like the both of us encourage people to go ahead and see it, whether you're a diehard Star Warsista or nah. And yeah, have yourself a little bit of fun this Christmas this Christmas and post-Christmas season. Once it comes through, because Lord knows we live in a serious world. Sometimes you need a break. A 2-3 hour break ain't gonna really jack up the game and whatnot. As I said, we'll end up eventually getting to Chirac and talking about it, which I really need to sit down and get a chance to peep just because the opinions are so extreme. But that's a Spike Lee movie for you.
And I haven't seen it yet, but because of, I think, the impact Spike had on employing black people in the business and the early movies he did, I think that alone, and of course him being from Brooklyn and, you know, me being acquainted with that area, I think that alone makes it worth that people should, black especially, should check it out.
No doubt. And, this is funny. R. Kelly was foolish enough to do a Ask Me Anything Twitter via the Huffington Post site. And there's a video here of him leaving when people ask him about being a pedo. And I have no apologies for saying that R. Kelly is a pedophile. None. And I'm one of these people, like, these Ask Me Anything or Ask Me Stuff things that happen on social media by now, if you can't take the heat, because eventually some type of crazy comment or question is going to get to you, don't do them. Whether you're famous for real or semi-famous or famous in quotation marks, don't do it. I had saw on Sunday night that they were advertising. I'm like, this is going to have... I feel bad for the social media intern who's going to have to handle that Twitter account, because that shit's going to be in shambles. And I'm just seeing stuff posting up on my Facebook thing while we're talking and doing this show, and yeah, it was, and R. Kelly was dumb to put himself into that. And yes, I know he's not the first person who's done horrible things who's an entertainer, and you know, or is problematic on various levels or what have you, but R. Kelly works my nerves because I think he knew to attack young black women who were economically impoverished, nobody else was going to really care. Or put it to a certain degree. I think if, you know, Becky around Whiteville got molested, there'd be a whole different problem. And folks would look at him differently. There's literally a generation of people around my age range on down who knew about R. Kelly going to high schools and picking up high school girls. Where I'm like, you're a statutory rapist at best, and that's disgusting. On top of the fact that if we're keeping it 100, R. Kelly had to put out a dope album to the Chocolate Factory. And even that wasn't the best album. That had good singles.
If we really keep it at 100, R. Kelly's a very talented dude, and I'm glad for his success. But he ain't the king of R&B. I think that title I hear people throwing around, I'm like, it goes to show you how when black artists pass away suddenly, how damaging it has to the music. And Luther Vandross is dead. Excuse me. Luther Vandross has passed on. Luther Vandross has passed on, not dead, but I don't know. I mean, Luther is still the king to me. You know what I'm saying? He's not here to do a live show, but you know, I don't know. You didn't hear that type of stuff about Luther Vandross. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear about, you know, pedophilia at that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't. But big up to Homeboy for, you know, for putting it in and writing some good songs. I mean, I'm not a hardcore fan, but as an artist, I can respect, you know, what he's doing and that he's put in work and has influenced a lot of people. And I think he should show us as an example that a man that's straight can like women, but don't have to go there with it. Because if you're not, you know, that's basically what this, you know, you hear me say things about God and all that. That's basically what it summed up in. It has control. It's all summed up really into that. Control of one's lower self, and then bringing that in unison with the higher self, where you don't reject sex, or suppress it, but you're in control as opposed to overstepping boundaries. So you don't get caught like better in situations like R. Kelly or Nicki Minaj's brothers. Those boundaries don't never get crossed because you already, I mean, I'm beyond the polarity because that don't even affect me because it wouldn't have control. But that's very important for men and women, but particularly for men, because that label, that's not necessarily the label. And looking back on history, I'm pretty sure he's not the only one that had that. But
Oh, no.
But what I'm saying. But at the same time, unfortunately, well, we gotta cut it short. So, but big up to everybody doing their thing, and of course, big up to our talent. Hopefully, he can get through that.
And I'm gonna put it like this: I hope he gets his shit together. And one thing that makes me irate about him is he's never been repentant about his actions. It doesn't necessarily make everything cool and crystal clear, but a lot of these cats who do stuff like this, they either act like it's supposed to be normal or people are twisted because they're talking about their twisted shit. Like, for R. Kelly, I'm like, dude, like, for better or for worse, and this is a situation that you put yourself into. This is one of, like, one chick lied and you got caught out there. You have a history of settling cases for doing disgusting crap like this. This is one of the reasons why I'm very harsh towards cats like him and cats like Bill Cosby. Y'all have talent. Y'all have done good things. But y'all have also done very disgusting things that you act like your talent is supposed to overshadow. And that is not how stuff works, especially that we are in a modern era. We know that certain crap happened back in the day. And certain mores and other types of things were different, or certain things were able to slide unless you were extremely atrocious. In the 2000s and late 90s and late 80s, you knew that statutory rape wasn't cool. You knew that rape wasn't cool. You knew that sexual assault and other types of things were just not the wave. But you still did them. And if you didn't do them, you made a horrible mistake in not fighting them. Like, R. Kelly settled multiple cases, as Bill Cosby did. And I'm like, if you didn't do anything, yo, black man, you know that people are going to always be on your case no matter what you do. You would have been invincible if you were able to fight through all that. But you knew that you did something that crossed the line. And I'm just one of those folks who I'm not forgiving of it, not just because of what they did as individuals, but because you have other simple-minded people who think that's acceptable for them to do. And, whatnot. But, yeah, like, I don't know, man. R. Kelly's PR people were fucking stupid. It's like, why would you even do something like that? Why set your people up for a fall like that? And, lastly, because I know somebody's going to ask about this, I'm going to forget about it by next week because I'm going to be trying to get into relaxation / New Year / birthday mode. The thing that happened with Steve Harvey and the Miss America joint. I am no fan of Steve Harvey, but honestly, dude made a mistake. He announced the wrong person who won. And the video, you watch it, it looks fascinating, but it wasn't done on purpose. I don't think. It would have done in a hostile way. He just jacked up on a big stage. And I'm seeing something that are going beyond the let's make some little quick jokes type of thing into viciousness mode. Some people, particularly because, A, Steve Harvey's not very likable, and B, some people just don't like black folks, period. They want to tear people down. Like, I'm not going to put up my shield for Steve Harvey. I think he's a misogynist who uses Christianity as a hustle more than anything he believes in. I'm just gonna give 100. That's how I feel about the man. He's made some funny, appearances in movies and stuff like that. But I believe he's a misogynist who hides behind black Christianity and the prosperity gospel, and I'm not for that type of shit. But the way I've seen people tear him down during this past day, it's like, y'all, come on now. Y'all just want to have somebody to call nigger because you can't do it to the president or some of these other people.
That's
and
right.
you're doing it for something that's unimportant. The Miss America pageant? It's a pageant. He didn't give away nuclear codes on there. I mean, I feel bad for the young lady who thought she won and then she didn't win. Because that joy did look dumb awkward. and whatnot. People will see all these links to these stories we talk about in the show notes. But it's like, meh, give that bald head man a little bit of a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine embarrassing myself on an international level on TV.
I don't see for a minute Steve Harvey being on there doing that purposely. Most black folks that is on TV, they not trying to do nothing to offend white folks. So from that, coming from that point alone, I know it wasn't intentional. And
especially a cat like him, and I hate to say it like that, but that's just true.
And also goes to show you it don't necessarily matter how much they like you. You're only a lot of times good as your last mistake. You know what I'm saying? You get it done all that, and all of a sudden it's like, all that, all that other stuff before that almost didn't matter almost. You know what I'm saying? The way people tear people down, but that's just how it goes for
no doubt.
for black entertainers in general.
So, you might, I don't know, it's one of those things I look at, I'm like, you might as well be yourself, because you can shuffle and do whatever all day, but when they don't want to like you for shuffling or whatever all day and making some money, they're going to show that they don't like you, and they definitely showed that with Homeboy. So hopefully, he learns a little bit more of a lesson and tries to straighten up and fly right. And lastly, let's end this on an up note. Into the Badlands season finale was awesome. AMC, y'all saw my tweets. Y'all actors saw my tweets. Y'all need to bring that damn show back.
No doubt.
It deserves a season 2. If you like martial arts type of stuff, especially like the Shaw Brothers era type of martial arts stuff,
no doubt,
you're going to love this series. Off of that alone. Like, the fight choreography is fucking incredible on the joint. And all the actors I think are good. I think they got themselves a nice little universe in this like kind of neo-South type of steez and all of that. I think it's definitely one of the more diverse action shows that's out there, but in a good way, because every character has an interesting story arc and whatnot, besides being able to kick ass on this show. Like, you got, major women characters, you got, major, characters of color who are, men and women, all other types of stuff, and they ended on a cliffhanger. And because I'm a fan of this show, AMC again, y'all need to bring back this damn show.
No doubt.
Y'all had a better cliffhanger than The Walking Dead this season.
No doubt.
Like, you had a bunch of us on the Twitter and the computer that they're like, yo, so I'm saying, next month, next 2 months, 3 months, come on, let's bring it on. Like, they really did a good show with that, and people have seen me fangirling about this for the past few weeks. I think it's one of the more quality shows they've had on TV, and I don't watch too much live TV right now. Most of my stuff is either on demand or like via Hulu or Netflix, just because of the way my work schedule or life schedule is and whatnot. This is a dope show, and I just wanted to give props on for folks for doing an excellent job. All of the series is on AMC's official website right now for people to stream for free. So you don't even need cable to go ahead and check it. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. I just want to throw that out there, and I know Sar's like, and we need to wrap this shit up. So we're about to do that, so go ahead and do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're so glad that you tuned in. Try to funkin' everybody with the funk. Yes, indeed, we love you all, and good information, of course. Sorry for a little long-winded, but of course I think you'll like the points and the intention, and of course the music. And we're going to get down because we choose it. FuseBox, of course, people don't lose it. Here to stay, rocking each and every way. DJ Fusion, Shabaka Storm, Star Raw in the building, flying, blasting off. Peace, love, and hair grease.
No doubt, no doubt. Bringing the balance back to back radio. This is the FuseBox Radio Broadcast. We're about to get into this music joint. For those who celebrate such things, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Hope you have a dope Kwanzaa. Hope you have a dope winter break, winter solstice, or just some time to chill out before the new year ends and whatnot. And we appreciate all y'all for sticking with us during this past year. Each one of y'all's ears and whatnot and spreading stuff to other people really makes us feel appreciated and good. You know, we've been erratic with certain stuff this past year, but we've still had people steadily rocking with us. And yeah, let's get a little slightly mushy. We love you for it. So Time to get into this music. Make you nod your head, stomp your feet. This is the syndicated FuseBox Radio Broadcast. All right,
Ladies
DJ
and
Fusion
gentlemen,
signing out.
it's all about Black Hawk.
DJ Fusion.
Let me tell you about this nigga named Franz. He had lots of plans involving pots and pans. With fiends for fans, he was a real mean one. Traded all his fingers in for a green thumb. Posable, all weight was unloadable. Despite his deformity, all guns are holdable. Had his boys on some soldier bull. They were risking their lives, saying their actions are notable. Torn apart for a purple heart. His brother had a strong start, but the kid lacked street smarts. Hey, meet James, he works at Ames to get a discount on M&M's and video games. He said his co-workers were lames without brains, cause he had struck a couple goals for which he had aimed. This nigga used to buy grams from friends uptown before he was bucked down. Connection is fucked now. 6 years passed and he's still there, helping this old lady with the mean stare, shopping in a wheelchair. Her name was Claire, but she changed it to Greta to help avoid a stalker with a vendetta. The cat sent her 10 letters, saying she was a hag to be bagged in leather. And very soon in a living room he met her, well-dressed nightmare in a cashmere sweater. Blue-collar guy with some death in his eye, tattoo of Satan high, right leg in the thigh. He just wanna see how you respond when he give thrust to a knife from his powerful arm. And finally Police Chief Officer Brief, who received a phone call from the nearly deceased. He lost his genocide at the homicide attempt scene. Now every single thought of murder is tempted. He couldn't ask for a bigger day. The following week he spent his time staring at Exhibit A, a bloody knife that bore flesh and bone marrow. And just before he headed home to his wife Carol, reported suicide on the other side of town. Frenning mother claims little girl had fallen down. He's on the scene seeing paramedics on the ground. Mom and daddy ain't moving, boy hiding in his room. And his fellow officers are all trying to subdue him. Head shaking disbelief, saying he ain't human. Next I'm assuming that the media is included. Displayed on the tube in the room you're now glued. Your spirit's absorbed in generators and tanks. Data banks, you're retracing your steps and drew blanks. Look at all these lives to waste. It's a dark space. Adrenaline starts to pump, increasing your heart pace. You're caught now, imagination has gone wild. You look into the mirror, then you tell me who walked out. You gotta be determined like him when he fall wild. Your brains may bust open cause this is a hard trial. No answer, just a mental cancer. Before you choke, I hope you get a chance to feel fear, cause this is a real scare. I'm giving you 3 seconds to tell us how we got here.
Now listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
What you doing on our turf? Give it. You ain't motherfucker, I said give me a mess.
Yo, bring all the hammers in if you can. As my click ran in, and after the blazing, we still standing. Spot pay the bitch cannon. I play the bitch cannon. One of them bitch cannons, blows the bitch in it. Give her a quick chance to kiss grams in the mix. I saw the bitch sniff and just in. Stepped on the pill and broke my wrist and burnt it quick and stopped the whisk and my wig pushed in. Close face slow, slick murder shit with a new rhyme hustle. Still bustin', fuck you, head but you respect my muscles. Like a mean hooker. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch you, I'll cut you. And that goes for any nigga who think that they better than me. Punch him in his face, fuck him up mentally. Real roll and pop and throw him. Pop a cop if he show styles of any kind of stop my flow. It's real live lyricist, never a witness. See me copping the tools to prove my wrist. To do this, the Ruger is super still. Take a look at my face for real. My attempt to kill, send the games to chill. When the brain hit the windshield, great ill. Cops, fuck me. No, fuck that. Close that off.
Better get down, nigga, better lay down, cause I'm coming around to just
close that off.
Well, motherfuckers see coming up in the club and they ain't know when I'm coming up.
Close that off.
I got a 9 that's quick to annihilate. If you violate, see I'm coming up.
Close that off.
Motherfuckers see I'm coming to see you, and I don't wanna be you when I cock it.
Close that off.
How dare niggas really try to talk shit when I got an AK and let it pop off quick? Back off, prick. If you know what was good, I'll fuck around and make me ring the Mac off, dick. Funny how a lot of niggas be talking and shouting like they bout it and really be doing something, but I doubt it. Now give me just a second. You fucking little loser, you talk a little reckless. I got a little Ruger, you bring up on the head, Wesley. I'ma give it to you and take away your necklace and give it to my shooter. Send you the troubles down the drain like Roto-Rooter. Throw your body in the ocean with a couple barracuda. Got shots that'll lay you down and make you do a sit up and lay you down again and really twist your whole shit up. Fuck around and get hit up and throw a nigga dead off the balcony right after we blow your fucking head off. Better get down, nigga, better lay down, cause I'm coming around and just blow his head off. And while motherfuckers see coming up in the club, but they ain't know when I'm coming to blow his head off. I got a 9 that's quick to annihilate, and if you violate, see I'm coming to blow his head off. Motherfuckers see I'm coming to see you, and I don't wanna be you when I'm talking blow his head off. Blow his head off. Blow his head off. Blow his head off. Blow his head off.
Maybe I can stick around for a while.
No, watch out, man. What can we, the Lord, do with a punk like you?
Kiss my ass.
Blow his head off.
It's me and you, motherfuckers. It's me and you.
The hottest, DJ Fusion.
I'm Santa Claus Jr., my pappy drives a sleigh. I'm Santa Claus Jr. and my pappy drives a sleigh. He works long hours and he don't get too much pay. Yeah, I've learned the business from the bottom to the top. I've learned the business from the bottom to the top. I must admit I don't always agree with Pop. Get it! Tell you one thing, you don't like this boogie music, but I love it. Don't do me much good here on the North Pole, though. You ever boogie down with a reindeer? You ought to try it sometime. If I get the chance, I'm gonna make a change or two. Listen to me. If I get the chance, I'm gonna make a change or two. But my old man, he keeps a tight rein on all I do. He's gonna retire one day though, and then Dancer and Prancer and all his friends are gonna have to go. Hear me? Oh, Dancer and Prancer and all his friends are gonna have to go. They do the best they can, but they're too doggone slow. Get it, Rudolph? I've tried on that red flannel suit and it gives me the itch. Them black boots he wears, Mickey Mouse. I'm gonna get me something fancy. Think I'm gonna keep old Rudolph though. Kinda dig that red nose and he plays a mean guitar. When I take over, gonna buy a jumbo jet. Yeah. When I take over, gonna buy a jumbo jet. We'll provide the best delivery yet. Hello? Hi, Dad. You gonna retire? Well, sure I can handle it. I'm ready. Okay, be right over. Hot dog, I'm gonna be boss. Wonder where I get me one of them 747.
DJ Fusion.
listening to FuseBox Radio.
I am the voyeur laying next to you at night, watching you when you sleep. I am your source of strength when it all falls down and you're on your knees. And when the day comes and everybody's gone, you can call me a friend. I'll be here for your new beginnings, and I'll be here in the end, here in the end. I'm gonna tell the world I love you, baby. Shout it out in the streets, shout it out in the streets. I'm gonna talk about the joy you bring it, girl. What you doing tonight? I am the shining star you see at night when you're in the storm. I am the beating heart that's by your side when you're in my arms. And when the day comes when everybody's long gone, I'm watching you sleep. I'll be watching you sleep. You don't have to worry if you got my heart. It's yours to keep, yours to keep.
DJ Fusion.
would you please, ma'am, come by my gal? Yes, I will. Please come back home.
now listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
DJ Fusion.
And from the tip, I've been down for the trip. Down for whatever, whenever, but don't search. Don't get all sentimental with the nigga, don't hit. I just won't get the rental with the sprinkles. Yo, shit, find up a twist the ears, tell me what it is. Find out I had my cousin up in humble shit. Said it was nothing, push up a button and we did. Whipping that new honey mustard mother sips. Hit the switch, duck in the ditch, fuck pigs. Still sit that turkey bacon on my eggs and grits. Still flip a birthday and hating on a clip. You can suck us, just cause you's a sucker. Never fell off you trippin', nigga, my niggas don't slip. Don't picture no pigeons, no chickens and no chicks. No itch on the switch and you know the mission from the get. Cold pimp, no simp, you know the pin man. Hold this from a smoke, another clip to watch a clip. So lit, I just soak sun on the sunset strip. No money to get the strip show, so we split. Like bananas, panoramic, bitch, it was so sick.
Shining, I did it for the strips. Can't you see me coming? Thick bitches in the buggy, pitch blacks in the window, sitting on the money clip. Slow something.
With finesse on my BS. Spin 3 decks, felt like a Phoenix PS. Do it for the Lex, no PS. G-check, homie, you a defect. Set it off. Been the boss, no pamper, pull a raw. Like magic calls and tricks, my limp heavy. Ebony dip, percent French, Manelli kicks. Banging like a silly on the bricks. Thick with it from the get. Ask can I bang, she jump me in the click. Fit it like it's meant, bent for the benefits. Fit it, took a risk, now double on the rent. Show you right, limp stomp with a skip like player Mike. Told me if you kill a killer, then you save a life. Told her, save the night for the light fall. What you want, just the light fall. Saying,
shining, I did it for the strips. Can't you see me coming? Thick bitches in the buggy, pitch blacks in the window, sitting on the money clip. It's where you find me, honey. Been in corners on the strips, and the crowd loves me. Same brothers that I grew up with, we come together like a black fist. Smoke something. Hey, to get your money, nigga. Show where you whip off. And get your money, y'all. That's my place, my space to park, yeah. Anywhere you want, no matter who you are, you can log it. Let's slide, let's slide, yo, let's slide it. Let's slide, let's slide, we can all get there. No matter who you are, hey, keep mashing, yo. Get your money, nigga. Hit the strip show when you whip off. Keep mashing, get your money, get your money, y'all. No matter who you are, keep mashing, get your money, get your money, nigga. Hit the strip show when you whip off. Keep mashing, get your money, y'all. No matter who you are, yo. So get your money, y'all. Hit the strip show when you whip off. Keep mashing, to get your money, y'all. No matter who you are, yo. Keep mashing. Get your money, y'all. Yeah. Keep mashing. Yo. Keep mashing. Get your money, y'all. Yeah. Keep mashing. Keep mashing.
It's nothing. Get money.
Get your money, y'all. Yeah.
Deep in the mix with FuseBox Radio's DJ Fusion.
Hey there, music world, you've been keeping them waiting. These are my highs and lows. You've been deprived in the mother real, been on a vacation. No matter where we go, if you ask me, all around the world, I think they sleeping, but we here sing you a lullaby. I got no love in my heart for the other side. Bye, 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 bye.
The street said I'm either supposed to be in jail or dead. My uncle told me before he died to watch for these whores before I wake up in the bed in the morning next to a horse head. Probably why I'm war bred. Probably why my self-portrait should be a Porsche with bald tires and portrait. Symbolize my upward swim. Nigga, we ain't go to no NBA. All we know is the sweet rappers up the K. Looking like I'm trying to break leaves on a windy day. So leave me out of your kind of war, be hysterics. When the last time you seen a carnivore eat a carrot? When's the last rhyme you heard that had you trying to find your words?
Such absurd verbs do not disturb. Blurb slid to the curb. He's not the first herb written on the mirror. Blurred rap guys is by and by like flies on a turd. Primo and Royce surprise him out of eye and they skirt.
slur intended. Demented, got some nerve. Got no patience and a little perturbed, you heard. Guessing with more questions than answers. Why they started rhyming should've just remained dancers. It's better odds than counting cards at the Luxor. Carbon fiber black mask, asking what the fuck Tux for. Deluxe war, to whom it may concern. It's too late to burn, doom, you wait your turn.
Hey there, music world, you've been keeping them waiting. These are my highs and lows. You've been deprived in the mother real, been on a vacation. No matter where we go. If you ask me all around the world, I think they sleeping. But we here to sing you a lullaby. I got no love in my heart for the other side. Bye.
I remember being broke, playing little brother out my mother whip. Now I got some shit look like the mothership. Now my little brother got my other whip. Having to return it back to me is exactly what he think the meaning of struggle is. People compliment my grind, they wonder how I stayed as clean. Coming from Michigan, you don't seem to age. That's cause I don't whine about the state of things. Hating on others will get you old quick. So I just salute and let my flow switch. Taking my shit to the highest of levels, combining everything that I've developed since 99. My style just seems to get better and better and better. Hopping out the custom Corvette, the same hustle, ready for whatever. Not a mushroom portobello, I'm a true storyteller. Right on.
Hey there, music world, you've been keeping them waiting. These are my highs and lows. You've been deprived in the mother real, been on a vacation. No matter where we go. If you ask me all around the world, I think they sleeping. But we here to sing you a lullaby. I got no love in my heart for the other side. Bye.
Grab the microphone like he smack a rapper iPhone. Prime time, time's up, dial tone, smile zone. Show your teeth, known rather wild prone. Old, get his file on, gone since child grown. On the count, check, or catch a pound neck for clowning around for wreck. No disrespect, intended, said it and meant it. Before it's invented, get it, did it, spent it. Keep the change. He needs that receipt, thanks. MCs eat franks, regardless of street rank. They feet stank, we never leave the beat blank.
Masterpiece theater, we the no limit think tank. Love to hit the club with my nigga, cause when we drink, he think he a pimp, but he can't see that them three skanks look nothing like Salida E. Banks. Wake up in the morning like, gee, thanks. Took a load of polymath, Raleigh boy, rap gang, Raleigh Forbes, never with the same sound. Crazy like James Brown on polydoors, sniffing cocaine off of a bodyboard. Quick to 86, your top 5 if he not in yours. Why so serious? What y'all melancholy for? Against us, you never score it all. Never headline a tour at all. Y'all Flintstone chewables fucking with Toradolls. Now who you wanna call? Take a
hey there, music world, you've been keeping them waiting. These are my highs and lows. You've been deprived in the mother real, been on a vacation. No matter where we go. If you ask me all around the world, I think they sleeping. But we here to sing you a lullaby. I got no love in my heart for the other side. Bye.
I rap circles around them. I rap circles around them. I rap circles around them.
This is the difference between y'all niggas and real rap.
I rap circles around them.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Yo, if you scared, get a dog, yo. Get a strong, like a Rottweiler or a boxer dog, not a Pomeranian dog. Rather than whining in the war zone, it's Ace I in the line, the witch in the wardrobe. I be just trying to warn folks. Some be going nut, whole lower torso in your horoscope. Give me a break, I'll be walking dead, give me a base. Watch for walking dead, eating your brains. I rep the struggle, spite the subtle taste of cardboy sand in the place to be, by the grace of God.
I step in the arena, bump and step in the arena. Green Wayfarers, no gray hair, it's a patina. Don't play fair, you can tell by how he shares pizza. The 60-40 special from a Porky Ebenezer, reppin' La Isla Bonita. Brace for the brain rot, 4 eyes, corners like a marble in a maze box. Set your phasers, obey or catch the vapors. My 1-2 unscrew a player from his trainers.
So it appears we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog. So it appears we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog.
Dapple, dapple, rappers like crabs in a barrel. Get trapped and blanched and snap crackled. I'm Ginsburg, interning at the Magic Castle. I'm Bob Ross, happy accidents and rad afro. Back in a tad whacker with laughably bad graphics. The class act traveling traveling batches of Mad Maxes and savages who still haven't changed out of their pajamas. Luckily, I never show up on your cameras. It's bananas.
I sit and meditate until the answer comes. Sanders back and teaching rappers how to spell chrysanthemum. From holding hands with cats that barely knew the half, I barely even knew the half of them. But keep the Valentine's Day home court. Sonic cat calls from the steps. Job blessed, bacon and eggs for cooler heads, hedging my bets. Force of habit had me almost cared, but I nipped it in the bud, and now I'm almost dead. So with the peers, we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog. So with the peers, we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog. Grace got good graces and oh no. Hot death, fall close-ups in slow-mo. My skin is amber like a ripened bud. My adversaries trying to spill my capillaries full of Viking blood. I seldom like what they be hyping up, so people want to fight and tell me lighten up. What? I'm just trying to lighten them. Beyond you, I just didn't think it's slamming. My t-shirt isn't pink, it's salmon.
Old school, new school, no school. These bass lines ain't raised no fool. H-say wall at a homeroom. Heads up, show up in a throne room. Hoping for a breadcrumb, throw up in a showroom. Wait, show him how the road do. March to his own with the clone proof. Songbirds perched on my finger at the window. Admittedly, the rest of my life is a...
So with the peers, we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog. So with the peers, we do not get along.
Say what?
So back up off and get involved.
Say what?
And if you scared, get a dog. Yo, get a wolf, get a husky that looks like a wolf. Get a Iditarod, you know the dogs that run the Iditarod. Get a dog from the Iditarod, which is supposed to be a tough dog.
You're now listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
Yeah, the FD. Let's get the motherfucking that shit going. Yo. First D stood on the stage holding the microphone without a rage scolding. It ain't no butter representing from the age golden. Expertise, trustees to be fresh, got it locked. A slim Jim cut keys to success. It's capitalized, a rider's wide tapping like spots. I'm scrapping you guys, you're hoping tiger rappers with lies. The vulgar disguise, the crack glamour grills in the glitz. You pulverize like a jackhammer drills you to bits. Told your hesitant, chump berry dingo left stranded. We gon' change this rap game if we got to single-handed back for popular to manage. The fruit about to follow, bit up on it you can chew. Just too much for you to swallow, seems you relatively hollow with your crafting and surmise. See, we spent countless years drafting and revising. Portraying ability from the heart that flows splendid. Those who retain versatility in this art should be commended. No question, we came here to rock your whole section. No question, we're claiming our spot with full flexing. No question, our reign at the top is most destined. No question,
now let's start up the session. No question,
the veteran shine mellow with EX.
No question,
respect this is 9-7 with PS.
No question,
together we'll die repping the BS.
No question, now let's start up the session.
Yo, who the what? Wanna wage war with the brothers that blaze raw. Plus rough and rugged like the buzz of a chainsaw. If your hand ain't raised, you're a sucker that ain't sure. Tell your clan make way, don't come up to the stage floor. First division's in the building, we rush through the main door on a mission to position this culture to stay pure and govern the lay laws. That's what I was trained for. Ever since the year 1984, we remain on the hunt for the same cure. Been in it for the love of the game, and we gunning to claim more FD. Running this thing from the under terrain. Death beats suck in your brain, cuts will bust up your frame. MCs frontin' on either one of us is insane. Duck and cover, you're gonna need it from the thunder and rain. The sun will refrain from coming as long as we rep the BS, no question.
Now let's start up the session. No question,
we came here to rock your whole section.
No question,
we're claiming our spot with full flexing.
No question,
our reign at the top is no destined.
No question, now let's start up the session. No question,
the veteran shine mellow with EX.
No question,
respect this is 9-7 with PS.
No question,
together we'll die repping the BS.
No question, now let's start up the session.
Check it out.
No question, no question, no question. The session. No question. The session. Question.
session.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Yo, where my mind is on this money, and I keep that money on me. Now we blowing on that potent, rolling, vibing with my homies. Sets from the show me, so show me how high that you could go. Now we driving slow, sipping on something, riding through the moat.
I want the money, whoever shall disagree can suck it. Yeah. It ain't a secret, so peep it. I'm trying to Scrooge McDuck it. Eating off $1,000 shit that I did right. I get the cream, but can't remember eating at midnight. Right. It's just as well, must have puffed a nail with a gremlin. Then again, can't pretend that I'm not a sinner with synonyms. They don't put us on pedestals. Hashtag Eminem and them. Look at me being Christian. I listen, then I'm forgiving them. Don't get it twisted, you bitches. Listen for this is closely. Spit in the face of a monkey trying to diss an OG. You wigging out, you get your whole damn hood sprayed up. I'm off my rocker like an old man stood straight up. Been executed, rebooted, gotta be rare. Still might post up in the pic with a chick, I gotta be fair. My bottom dollar is bloody, buddy, beware. If they doling out them ducats, well fuck it, I'ma be there.
Yo, where my mind is on this money, and I keep that money on me. Now we blowing on that potent, rolling, vibing with my homies. Sets from the show me, so show me how high that you could go. Now we driving slow, sipping on something, riding through the moat.
Riding through the moat, 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 riding through the moat. Bro, we from the show me, now show me how high that you could go.
Player, play on. If you're Wiccan, then say your seance. Pray or be prayed upon. I'm shining when they throw the shade on. I'm sorry I'm late. Leaving early, I never stay long. When I'm on my James Bond, all y'all kiddies can play with crayons. City liaison, lace me with a key. She hold connection, VIP. Special guesting for me and my soul collective. VSOP, I keep my letters signed with O's and X's. Owner, let me close the section. Sex is a loaded weapon. Sipping Amarone or Brunello from the Monticello. Slanted eye observed through the decanter, I'm the calmest fellow. Accompanied by something dangerous, walking on stilettos, talking over contracts in the back. The door was all but settled on my level. Fire flower resembled Emerald City. Sweaty hippies hold me down, know my nose is rose petal picky. Love me, she love me not, we translucent to opaque. Gave the bouquet the okay and relocated to home base. Yo, my mind is on this money, and I keep that money on me. Now we blowing on that potent, rolling, vibing with my homies. Sets from the show me, so show me how high that you could go. Now we driving slow, sipping on something, riding through the moat.
Riding through the moat, 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 riding through the moat. Bro, we from the show me, now show me how high that you could go.
I tell you I'm tired. Every day I run. You sit there in silence until I'm done. I pour a glass of wine and think about his words. I tell you I'm confused. You ask me if I'm hurt. The only voice that conversations that begin, you lead me to the answers. The angel within, you challenge me lightly. The filter of sin, light up the darkness. The angel within. My back against the wall, it's difficult to turn. You keep me engaged. Lesson to be learned. Only moments from regret. All mistakes tag along. Seconds from success. Save me from the fall. The only voice that matters. The conversation that begin, you lead me to the answer. without a key. Silent conversations tell me where I should be.
Now listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
I made a big mistake. Now I lost you. I made a big mistake. I know that it's just too late. Oh, I made a big mistake. I've hurt her heart before, but this time she won't. Believe I put myself in this position, making bad decisions. I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. And I take a shot or two just to help me get my mind off of you. I can't stop thinking about the things we used to do. Your good was so much better than my bad. Losing you I do regret. I made a big mistake. Now I lost you. I made a big mistake. I know that it's just too late. Oh, I made a big mistake. You and I really wish there was a you and I, but I had to be the one who took the chance, trying to be but still romance. I rolled the dice. It was you I sacrificed. You and I, we had something so special, so special. From the very first day we met, you made me yours. Now you don't want me anymore. Losing you I do regret. I made a big mistake. Now I lost you, I made a big mistake. I know that it's just too late. Oh, I made a big mistake. Such a big mistake.
Hot one, hot two, hot three, hot. Ups, I made a big mistake, I fucked up. I should've opened up more to you, but I was stuck. Being so selfish until I self-destruct. Knock, knock, knock on wood, knock on wood. You had the best pussy in the hood. 5-star gap, camel toe looking good. Man, I fucked up and yeah, I wish I could. Touch it one more time, I could clutch it one more time. Love it like it's mine, fuck it from behind. Remember pina coladas with fresh coconuts, or those Moscow mules inside the copper cups. Up in Malibu, soaking up the sun rays, relaxing every day of the week like it was Sunday. You were special, how could I let you go? I made a big mistake, now I'll be
made a big mistake. Now I lost you, I made a big mistake. I know that it's just too late. Oh, I made a big mistake. Now she's gone, she's gone, she's gone. Now she's gone. Now she's gone, now she's gone. Now she's gone. Made
the same. At first you thought I wasn't pretty enough, a little too friendly and a little too drunk. And so I said I don't wanna dance, and then you kissed my hand and moved it down to feel the touch, and you shouted my name.
Enter Black Hole. Ladies and gentlemen, FuseBox Radio Show.
Funk of 40,000 years.
Up ahead, FuseBox Radio. You grew up hearing about it, but I never figured I'd be going there.
Do I lust for you? Am I a sinner because I do the two? Can you let me know? Right now, please. Question the authority. Chairman of the board, chief of affections. Got minds to swing your direction. Like a hip hop song, you know. Benita Applebone, you gotta put me on. Benita Applebone, you gotta put me on. Benita Applebone, I said you gotta put me on. Benita Applebone, you gotta put me on. Benita Applebone. brothers don't. If only you could see through your elaborate eyes. Only you and me, honey, the love never dies. Satisfaction, I have the right tactics. And if you need them, I got crazy prophylactics. So far, I hope you like rap songs. Gotta put me on. Banana apple. Gotta put me on. Banana apple. Since you gotta put me on. Banana apple. You gotta put me on. Banana apple. Since you gotta put me on. Banana apple. Gotta put me on. Banana apple. Since you gotta put me on. Banana apple. Gotta put me on.
Tell your mammy about nappy granny, damn it.
Damn, it's so amazing. I could tell the way you chase it. Nothing better than or sweeter than my love. I could tell, so baby, face it. I know you've been craving. Baby, nothing can compare to my love. I got that comeback candy that you never, ever, ever get tired of. Tired of. Just like a waterfall, one for cover. Baby, I swear it'll drown ya. Drown ya. You love it, and maybe you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. You love it, and maybe you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. You know you do it. So tell me you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. Cause baby, you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. You know you do. Damn, I feel you shaking. Got you faded, faded, faded. You know them other girls can do the things I do. Yeah, speeding up the tempo. Show me how deep your love can go. Boy, you know I'm strung out on you. I got that comeback candy that you never, ever, ever get tired of. Tired of. Just like a waterfall, run for cover. Baby, I swear it'll drown ya. Drown ya. Baby, you love it, 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 you love it. You know you do. Don't be scared, you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it. You love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. You know you do. I'ma tie your hands around your back. Come on, daddy, tell mommy how bad do you want it? Want it just like that? Cowboy, you want me to set on my pony? Play truth or dare. Touch me right there. And maybe you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. And maybe you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. Oh, you know, I know you do. You want it, you want it, you want it. So baby, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. You love it, you want it, you know you do.
Superior interface with Cosmos. FuseBox Radio Show.
Then again, we I'd run to your side for my love. God created a world, and if I never see you again, it's alright, for I am guilty of no sin. They can have you, but I'll have your love in the end. Soul of my soul.
Magic. Thank you.
Dude, check FuseBox Radio. Check them.
the microphone and give me what you got.
Drop it like a shot, screw, drop it like a shot. Pick up your microphone, it's time to rock the spot.
Yeah, this is big scope, no practice. I'm flipping on niggas like little kids on the mattress. You know my style, baby, part from the PJs. My lyrics so fat, they too dope for local DJs. So hear me out, no doubt, no need for screaming. My boys in the back, clocking your juice and they scheming. Why did he step to me? I hit them, bow, booed out, knocked out those fronts, cause the kit was mad fragile. No need for beef cheap, I'm rolling mad deep. So pick up your teeth, I got them shaking like a leaf. Not trying to scare you, I just wanna aware you. I bet you won't even look at my face.
What?
I dare you. you. Punk, please, yo, I'm nice with these. Why you guarding your grill? I be beating up your kidneys. Me and my boys with the fat tech nines, with my joint cocked back in case a punk tried to take mine. Where I'm from, there's no need for hesitation. We cock and squeeze, now is the doctor for this patient. He's dripping blood, now he's down to his last breath. But he won't make it, cause he knows that my joint is deaf. The ill type of Brooklyn artist who rocks the hardest, regardless who you know and where you're from, I pull your file. Brooklyn style.
Well, here it is, the lyricist taking care of this. All praise to the microphone terrorists. Caught up in the rapture with skills you can't capture. My adversaries the vex, and perhaps you would like to see me rip the mind. But when I spit the wise poetry, it'll hypnotize the mind of a man that can't prove himself equivalent. Talking a good one, but ain't no haps on delivering. I can't believe that you got the nerve to try to play the game like an everyday herb. When rappers bite my style like a mockingbird. Word, so F what you heard. Who needs that? Comprehend these facts. Hip-hop, I got it locked down just like these rats. And just to see another rapper thinking he can take my stand, I'm pissed off, man. He's still going, what you wanna do with it?
It's like this, I like that, and you don't stop. It's like that, and you don't stop. Yo, I'm coming through your body like antibiotics. Lyrics retarded niggas that messed up and got me started. My brain is tripping, there's no wrong, there's no rules. Punks with a mouth that's getting stuck for they Jews. Cornball rappers, no skills, they mad fake. Hey audience, you wanna see him? I bring him out like Ricky Lake. Now he's embarrassed, water fills his eyes. He cries, and he cries. My style pounds the nation. I get green like immigration, but wait a minute, I'm not the Haitian. See flows that cut to the beat, perfect timing that keeps me on track with my new style of rhyming.
Well, tell me what you see and affect the rise when you check your eyes, baby. Recognize it's the rawest jump to make the verse and the chorus pump with rhyme skills that's retarded like Forrest Gump. I rip it apart with the art. It's a case of brother will get the heart to come and try to start. So get the stepping from this lyrical weapon because my rhymes is a 187, and this is for those that don't know the half. I wanna see just how well you know your math. So, in case a rapper wanna get out of line, how many times does 16 go in a 9? Booyaka, ain't it fucking true, you know? King Asiatic, tell me what we gonna do with ya. It's not wise to press your luck with me. I leave rappers looking away saying, please don't let them with me.
Like that, loud like shot. Booty bandits, Brooklyn,
We got news for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to FuseBox and ADO Show.
Our demise, we grow wise.
Upset the setup, the element of surprise.
It's a setup. It's time to upset the setup. Though they conspire, fake us to make us retire. With the burning desire, we make it out of the crossfire. Thoughts are higher, elevated and focused, while the path is narrow for those like us. Primo beats provoke us to meditate like Zen, with the will and the strength of a million men, while billions are spent where nothing is meant. It's been that way for a while, so much has come and then went. But I'm confident a few are due to redeem their respective kingdoms with an abundance of cream. So if I were to scheme, it would be on a realer dream, like forming effective teams to filter the smoke screens. Utopian genes don't even know the true enemy. A fan of Pig and of Pop, and plus they both were friends to me. Past trivial pursuits like East and West Coast feuds. Come against me on the mic, many and most will lose. Like most dudes, I love this hip hop and this rap stuff, but I don't like the shows with an ignorant actor. While someone be ripping it, they be in the crowd wilding, flipping on kids for the chains and medallions, or the kid they don't like from a beat from way back, and decide that's the night. Perfect time for payback. It's whack for the group, plus the others who came to see a fat ass show. Instead, there's bullets to flame. We grow wise.
Upset the setup, the element of surprise.
It's a setup. It's time to upset the setup.
Still waters run deep. This is leads in depth. Quiet is kept. They slept. We crept. Society put the squeeze on them C's like iron grips to death. From here on in, peace and blessings, long cherish your breath. Gifted up rhyme you, now how we do, stay true. Follow through, lay down the law, causes probable and overdue. All systems overdue, my guns know me. I only hold a few, my nigga, for only a few hold me. Never forget the ones before me. My mama told me sacrifice for the ones behind me, leading the seas, blind leads. Black on black, crime to me. Inclined to refine my creed. I eat, think, and lead, conceive to make the beast bleed. Enhanced thoughts like torch trees, scorch the earth 3/4. Let my offspring feed off me. Corpus elect, that's costly, often found on enemy ground. Woe to those that don't know how we get down. This sound speed we breathe. No more confined to blind greed and self-destructive deeds. Heed my freedom war cry, of course, in memoir of my peeps that died, the loved ones alive. Reinforcing fly high as I lie, so shall I. From New York to Cali, next plateau, you and I verse soul. Unleash the black rain, show them who in control. Electro, magnetic, pull on the hole. Elders taught us bang out, till we sitting on swole. The strongest way to grow, the only way I know. Underground railroad on track, no physical or mental chain can shackle that.
We are watching the whole. Careful. 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 Careful.
Wait, hold up, chill. What's that, son? Got huh? Rise back, watch run. Careful. 7 the center of your 8-point sun. Hold tight grip on the guard you. Now you best be careful. Can't dodge to self-ease. Aim at your dome piece. Father, you see King Police.
Something in the slum with rum pum pum. Something in the slum with rum pum pum.
Yo, Ray, it's been a long time, son, since we bust gun-clad glaciers, ran the wall and snatched paper. Return to the 36 chamber. Proceed with caution as you enter. We have an APB on an MC killer. Looks like the work of a master.
Yo, something in the street went bang bang, making it hard for you to do your thing. Something in the street went bang bang. Up in the Force game, wild and money for grabs. I ain't no crabs. Out of state, cop 2 labs, hop 2 cabs, back on the ab. Stab you with the vocab, catch me at the big dough rehab. Trying to re-up, keep my feet up. Snake in the cut, hold the pride up. Time is up, no luck, heat start the bus. You can't trust, dealing with lust. Seen him at the ball games with James. Something in the street went bang bang, making it hard for you to do your thing. Something in the street went bang bang, making it hard for you to do your thing.
Something in the hole went. The box cutter went. Something in the hole went. The box cutter went. These are the bones from the grave of Houdini. G-Dini, rhymes only noodles sprinkled on your Henry. Climb like the deficit, profits, death threats to Israel. Slid through Bethlehem, bong on one wheel. Syringes, rubber bands, needles, the 60s. Granddaddy Caddy was cop for 6 G's. Big Ashore lad, Oscars jumpers, pink champagne, brown paper bags, wall-to-wall bumpers.
These in the camera guys, cause terror in your eyes, sweat on the hammer fly. Ways of the samurai, newsflash bulletin, guards on the prowl, we full again. Rough men, scuff Tims, sonic bionic lens, RZA console. Is it Bush or the Dole? Front row of the Super Bowl, black gold in my soul, on a whole stroll. Don't go, boy, you on parole, you don't know.
Someone in the back went clack clack. Money is stacked, now bust your gun, clack clack. Someone in the back went clack clack. Money is stacked, now bust your gun, clack clack. Made them throw their hands up and then lay flat. Rat pack, eat up the average alley cat. Prepare for the impact when we contact. Known to drop backs that crack your hard hat. Must I show improve, trust I, bust I. Make your head spin like chrome 20s on the buggy eye bends. Who contends, woo like the super friends. Who's your rhyming hero? Wu-Tang rules again. Someone in the back went clack clack. Money is stacked, now bust your gun, clack clack. Someone in the back went clack clack. Money is stacked, now bust your gun, clack clack.
Yo, something in the street went bang bang, making it hard for you to do your thing. Something in the street went bang bang.
Something in the hole went. The box cutter went. Something in the hole went. The box cutter went.
Something in the slum with rum pum pum. Something in the slum with rum pum pum.
The Black Hawk is in the building. Here comes the sun behind the sun, bringing the funker up at once. FuseBox, yes, we gonna rock on. You are listening to the Galactic Funk Zone. Dude, check FuseBox Radio. Check them. Superior interface with Cosmos. FuseBox Radio Show. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to FuseBox Radio Show. FuseBox do the do. Here comes the sun behind the sun, bringing the funker up at once. FuseBox, yes, we gonna rock on. Dude, check FuseBox Radio. Check them. Tell your mammy about nappy granny, damn it.
FuseBox Radio.
Black Hawk is in the building. You are listening to the Galactic Funk Zone. Years back, do. The Black Hawk is in the building. Years back, do. Tell your mammy about nappy granny, damn it.
You can listen to the FuseBox Radio Broadcast via iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Podcast Addict, and your other favorite podcast players. Check out the FuseBox Radio's official website for our latest episodes, events, and more at FuseBoxRadioOnline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/FuseBox Radio Show, Twitter at Twitter.com/FuseBox Radio, and Instagram at Instagram.com/FuseBox Radio. Feel free to contact us at FuseBoxRadio@gmail.com to submit music for airplay consideration,